wanted to ask you first just about the secondary playmaking, and I suppose tonight with the starters as well. What did you see from Alex and from Dion and from Quinn Cook, and has that told you anything about what those guys can do as you move into these seeding games and ultimately the postseason?
I thought not both, but all three of them had solid performances, trying to touch the paint as much as possible, and then just making good reads when you get there. We're trying to encourage a hard driving kick mentality, whether it's in bigger roles or attacking closeouts or in the open court, just touching the paint, looking to attack the basket when help comes. We just make the right play, and I thought all three of those guys did a good job of that tonight.
Frank, is there a way that you could summarize the 2 weeks of practice, these 3 scrimmage games, and how they've helped you get ready and ramped up for these seeding games?
For us, it's just been about our process and concentrating on the work. It's difficult to establish the habits that lead to winning basketball, and our disciplines. Discipline being doing things the right way over and over again to the point where they become a habit. And it's just a difficult environment to do that with the restart. But our guys are having a great attitude towards it. They're concentrating on the work. They're trying to do what we're asking them to do. And when those habits take shape on the basketball court, it leads to wins, leads to winning basketball, and that's what we're trying to create going into these seeding games and then into the playoffs.
Hey, Frank, it's Bill Oram. Hey, I'm wondering in these three scrimmages, what you learned about JR and Dion, kind of your first looks at them, and if they, either of them or both, stated a real case to crack that playoff rotation that you're working on.
Yeah, well, they both definitely did. I think they've had really strong bursts. In particular, today was probably the best day for both of them. It's just, for me, it's been an opportunity. We know they're talented. For me, it's been an opportunity to shape their play the way we want them to fall into their roles. The roles are different. In terms of JR, we asked him this morning to be more aggressive in his catch-and-shoot offense, and he was just that, knocked down 6 for 7. For Dion, being very aggressive, touching the paint, trying to get to the charge circle, making good reads, he did that as well. So, when the guys are coachable and they're trying to do what you're asking them to do, they do it at a high level, they definitely make a case for being in a playoff rotation. So, hopefully we believe those guys are going to give us a big lift on playoff time.
Hey, Frank, Alex had a pretty tremendous game passing the ball. That backdoor cut pass to Dion Waiters comes to mind. You've had a lot of trust in him during the season. Used him as an inbounder, used him in the middle of the zone. Can you just speak to his style of a playmaker and how you view his role moving forward?
Yeah, Alex is a vital piece to our championship aspirations. It's the simplest way to put it. He's just so well-rounded, and he excels in so many different areas that he's kind of a jack of all trades, and has really been served to be invaluable to what we're trying to get accomplished. His playmaking is just one of those things. He can run the point and obviously look to make plays, touching the paint, but that, like you said, the backdoor cut. He's just someone that I trust with the basketball in his hands, and obviously impacts the game in many other ways as well.
Yeah, Coach, it's Anthony Slater. Anthony Davis played 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then obviously didn't play today. LeBron didn't play a ton more minutes than that over the scrimmage games. How comfortable would you be Thursday in a close, good game, playing those guys, let's say 34 minutes, or are you going into it thinking you have to cap them at a certain number?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to overdo the minutes, but we'll get into that environment and see how the game is playing out. But I certainly don't want to take those guys minutes too high in Thursday's game. Understanding that it's still a marathon, we have to build up. These guys had 4 months of inactivity playing basketball, so we want to be intelligent with their minutes for sure.